Yo, what is going on, guys? And welcome back to 365 Analytics. And I didn't expect to be making a football video in the middle of June at this point on a hot Friday, but here we are because we have a very important topic to talk about. Mainly, might be the biggest topic in the entire NFL world right now. Everybody's talking about it. What is going to happen with the entirety of the Shemar Stewart situation? Obviously, I'm a Bengals fan. I'm going to talk about it. The Bengals' first round pick, Shemar Stewart, and all that has been going on in that situation. So before we do get into it, if you guys do enjoy, please like, subscribe. That would all be greatly appreciated. There's going to be plenty of NFL content coming up with the rankings series. I'm going to start after the NBA Finals, and we're going to have more NBA content, more basketball content, more NFL content coming up over the summer, and as we get into the fall with football season. So let's start off with right here. You see it. Shemar Stewart. Adam Schefter tweeted yesterday on Thursday, June 12th. Cincinnati's outside first round draft pick Shemar Stewart now has left mandatory minicamp per source. Stewart has been attending team activities but without a signed contract, with the Bengals asking for certain clauses no longer. Okay, so to start off the entire situation, let's do a little bit of a recap here. I don't even know every detail about the situation. The opinions are being flown left and right on this situation. I don't even know the whole situation, so I'm not gonna act like I know every single little fine detail about NFL contracts because I don't, but I'm just gonna talk about what I know and what I think about what I know. Okay? So Shamar Stewart, originally the Bengals had mandatory minicamp 3 days. Tuesday, Wednesday, and yesterday on Thursday. Shamar Stewart has previously been at mandatory minicamp. He's been at voluntary minicamp. He's been there. He hasn't been participating though because he's been unsigned. His rookie deal has not yet been signed. He is, as I record this, one of three first round picks that has not been signed, including Travis Hunter, Jahdae Barron, and obviously Shamar Stewart. Yesterday, before mandatory minicamp started, before the practice started, he left. It was quoted that he left because he did not want to be a distraction to his teammates. So that's basically what happened with that. I'm gonna get into a little bit more about what's going on with the contract, but he left mandatory minicamp and started his summer break a little bit early, so to speak. Okay, so this is a little clip of Shamar Stewart speaking. I believe he spoke on Wednesday of a very, very intriguing quote where I'll just play it. He speaks for himself and voices his frustrations with Katie Blackburn, Troy Blackburn, and the Bengals front office and how they operate. I'm just gonna play it, let you guys listen to it, and I'll talk about it.
Like, in my case, I'm 100% right. I'm not asking for nothing y'all never done before. But in y'all case, y'all just want to win an argument instead of winning more games, in my opinion.
I know business is
So, Shamar Stewart says, y'all just want to win more games? I mean, sorry. You guys would rather win negotiations and arguments than win football games and Super Bowls. And that just about sums up what Bengals fans have been saying for years with the Bengals front office. They've had problems on top of problems with guys and negotiations and the contracts and guaranteed money. They don't operate like a normal football team. Bengals fans have been saying this for years. Obviously, we know what's going on right now with Trey Hendrickson. They can't strike a deal with him. Trey Hendrickson wants to be paid. He wants long-term security. He wants long-term guarantees, and the Bengals are not meeting that criteria. Obviously, you look at Shamar Stewart. He is a first round draft pick right now. This is a rookie we're talking about, a draft pick that they can't ink a deal with. The new collective bargaining agreement with the NFL that happened, rookie wage scales, where it regulated all of the rookie wage scales positions like quarterback, running back, wide receiver. There is a certain wage scale that these guys are being paid. It should not be this difficult to get a contract done with a guy. The deal here is what's going on is a clause in Shamar Stewart's contract. The clause is that if he suffered a non-football injury or something off the field, then all of his future guarantees can be voided and the Bengals can void the contract. The Bengals have added that clause into this contract that they're offering Shamar Stewart. Shamar Stewart's camp, his agent are like, absolutely not. We don't want to sign that. The Bengals have never done this with any of their first round picks. Amarius Mims, he did not have this clause in his first round in his contract last year. This is something the Bengals have never done. With that being said, other NFL teams have included this in their contract before. It's not like this has never been done before. It's not like rookies have never signed this contract. So in that point, you have to give some mercy to the Bengals front office and be like, hey, this is something that's done across the league. Like, why is he not signing this deal? But at the same time, you have to like agree with Shamar a little bit because like last year, Amarius Mims, the first round pick, one pick later, he went number 18 last year, had a contract without this clause in it. So at the same time, it's kind of unfair to Shamar to be like, hey, if you get hurt off the field, if you something happens to you off the field working out, then we can void your entire future guarantees and we can void this contract. That's basically saying that your guaranteed money isn't guaranteed. So on that hand, I feel like I am on Shemar Stewart's side, but I can also see the people that are siding with the Bengals front office. Now, this is a clip from the Rich Eisen show today where Tom Pelissero of NFL Network has been talking about this whole debacle and what is going on exactly. So I'm just going to play this full 2 minute clip. I'm going to be quiet for a second and just let you guys take a look at it. By the way, this tweet is from Joe Goodberry, great Bengals Twitter account. Go follow if you have not yet. So I'm just going to play it and mute up real quick. So
actual contract, why this deal is not done yet, it boils down to this. The Bengals are trying to set a new precedent in terms of their contract language, putting in, and it's complicated, but the simplest way I can describe it is default language that if you mess up once, it voids the rest of your contract. They have not historically had that language in their contracts, which surprises some people around the NFL because the Bengals have probably taken more chances from a character and background perspective on their high draft picks than anybody else over the past couple of decades here. They have not had that forfeiture language, that default language in place. They're trying to put it in the contract now. They did it across all their rookie deals. The NFL Players Association in the past, there was a big issue several years ago when a bunch of teams tried to do this, and the NFLPA advised all the agents, hey, don't let your guys sign this, because the moment that one first round pick signs it, that then has the precedent that everybody else, until the end of time, is going to have that same language in their contract. Does it come up very often? No. You see every now and then somebody commits a violation and they could void their contract, and if you have specific language in there, that can happen. All that boils down to this, Rich. This should not be as big of an issue as it is. And there is a point at which this is detrimental to everybody involved. But you also can see it from the Bengals' perspective of, hey, we want our language to mirror what other teams around the NFL are doing. Abdul Carter was drafted at number 3. He's got this language. From Shemar Stewart's perspective, or his agent Zach Hiller, it's, okay, that's fine, but the Giants have always had that language in. You're trying to make our guy the first one to take this language. So for now, and Shemar Stewart, left on the final day of minicamp yesterday. We'll see where this goes in the next 5 weeks or so.
So yes, all in all, this is the Bengals trying to get up to date now with something that's happening around the NFL where these clauses of off the field injuries or off the field things that are happening to these players in the contract where that clause can be included where they're guaranteed money and the contract can be voided if something similar to that happens. So this is not new. This is not new. So in that sense, I'm like, the Bengals front office, at least they're trying to change a little bit. They're trying to include new things in their contract. They're trying to get in the future of the NFL and not operate like a bunch of aliens in the old times like they usually do. On the other hand, you look at Shemar Stewart and it's like his agent is like, don't step on that field if this clause is in your contract. This is something the Cincinnati Bengals have never ever done. And why is it changing with you? Do they have thoughts about you? Do they think this? Do they think that? Why are they just changing this all of a sudden in 2025 instead of last year, the year before, instead of that year? So you also can't blame Shamar Stewart for sitting out and his agent and his whole agency for all of what's happening. But at the same time, you look at the Bengals again, and it's like they have to just get this guy on the field. They have to suck it up. Whatever happens, they have to get the deal done. They have to find a middle ground with this clause and everything around that they can agree on. Because and this guy was Shamar Stewart. I was not the biggest fan of the pick when they made the pick. I was not surprised they made the pick, but I wasn't the biggest fan of it. This is a guy who had only 4.5 sacks in college. This is a defensive unit overall who is currently without Trey Hendrickson right now. And I don't think anybody else thinks that Trey Hendrickson's stepping on that field without a new contract. So they're eventually going to have to get something done there if they want him to step on the field. And this is a defense that was bad last year. If you're missing Trey Hendrickson and you don't have your first round pick on the field, it could be generationally bad. This could be an ugly situation. The Bengals defense was already horrible last year. It could get even worse. So this is just a bad situation all around. The Bengals just have to get through it. They have to suck it up. They have to agree to the contract and they have to get it done. That's what I think. I am siding with the player here because if I'm a guy and I'm at my workplace and I'm like, and if I get hurt, say I tear an ACL, say I tear an ACL in the weight room and I'm at my job and they can void my guaranteed money that's in a contract that I signed years down the line if I have a freak accident. I don't know. I wouldn't agree to that. So I'm pretty much on Shemar Stewart's side, but you can see the vision of the Cincinnati Bengals right now. So it's a lot to unpack. And I fully don't even know all of the details, but we're going into the NFL summer break right now. Everybody's out of mini camp now. Hopefully, from now until July 23rd, I believe it is, when training camp starts, the Cincinnati Bengals can get it done with both Shemar Stewart and second round pick Demetrius Knight Jr. So let's just hope that all can happen. Though, with all this happening at the same exact time, you have the Trey Hendrickson thing going on, where he still wants to get paid. This is the leading sack. This is the leading sack guy in the NFL, one of the best pass rushers in the entire National Football League. He either wants to be traded or paid what he deserves. So yeah, I have a feeling the Trey Hendrickson situation is going to bleed into training camp, and Shamar Stewart. Hopefully, we see him paid over the next month or so because this could get really, really ugly, and it's already a big situation that's going on. So yeah, get it done, Bengals. That's really all I have to say. And yeah, so that's about it for this one. It's a little bit of a surprise Friday upload. If you guys did enjoy, please like, subscribe. That would all be greatly appreciated. We have the NBA Finals going on right now, Game 4 tonight. The Indiana Pacers are up 2-1 over the Oklahoma City Thunder. Obviously, a must-win game for the Thunder tonight. And after the NBA Finals ends, we will have an NBA Finals recap, and then we will start my NFL position ranking series, starting with defense into offense. And we are going to be ranking every single position in the NFL, doing top 10, top 15, top 20, something like that with every position. So stay tuned for that. There's going to be daily uploads during that entire series. So yeah, I'm excited for that, but I'll see y'all next time.